All right. So that was a scapular car, your shoulder blade car. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Again, there's multiple ways to do it. So now we're gonna go on to the mid-back or thoracic spine. It's easier to see this if I turn to the side. For a proper thoracic spine car, I would really, well, actually, we're gonna do the thoracic spine and lumbar spine together for a portion of a spine car. Right now, it's easier for me to show you from a quadruped position the difference between a lumbar spine car and a thoracic spine car. So I kind of lied. I said I was gonna do all of them standing, but I'll do just this one from a quadruped position right now. Now, for the spine, what we want to do is always do linear segmentation or linear car type work or linear segmentation work prior to doing any sort of rotational work. Only because if you can't linearly segment your spine, the spine won't move in the way it should and you won't be able to rotate. It's just an anatomical feature of the spine. So that's all I'll say about that right now. Let's get down here. Now, what you want to have is your hands stacked under your shoulders, knees stacked under the hips. So I don't want my knees back here. I don't want my hands up here. Hands stacked under the shoulders, knees stacked under the hips. Now, what you want to focus on when doing linear segmentation, again, this is basically the same thing as a car for the spine, is being able to discern what is shoulder blade movement. So if I drop my chest in between my shoulder blades and squeeze that orange, that's actually just me sliding my shoulder blades on my rib cage. That is not me moving my spine. So two terms I'm going to use in terms of segmentation for the spine are cat and cow. So a cat, if you ever think about a cat raising his back up, that's going to be you flexing your thoracic spine and pushing the middle of your back to the ceiling. Cow is going to be you trying to put your chest and your belly button down to the floor. So here, this will be the cow. So again, you can even see me do that. What you want to try to do is make sure you press through the floor so your shoulder blades are spread this whole time. Then we're just going to move the spine and not the shoulder blades. So cow, cat, cow, cat. One more time. Cow, and cat. Okay. So now, before we get off of this, I talked about two different regions of the spine, right? There, we were just moving the entire spine all together, right? So anytime I did the cat, you saw my lower spine work and my mid-back spine work. Now, what you want to be able to do eventually, and there's another position. Actually, let's do that now. Instead of staying in that position, before we get up, what I want to be able to show you is how to isolate movement to your lumbar region or your thoracic region, your low back or your mid back. So first we'll start with the low back, and the best way to isolate that from a position like this from the ground, having not done a lot of this work to date, is to come on the top of your head and kind of roll. So you're going to come on your forehead and then roll onto the top of your head so you feel the middle of your spine. Your chin's going to be tucked. I'm going to take this off so you can kind of hear me a little better. Chin may be tucked here. All right, and what that is going to do is make it very hard or almost impossible for me to actually move my thoracic spine. So now all I can really move is my lumbar spine, and that's what we want to do for this exercise. All right, so now we're going to do cat and cow just with the lumbar spine, just to get acclimated to what it feels to just move our lumbar spine. Here we go. So let's go cat. Push that. So you're going to try to tuck your pelvis under, push your low back to the ceiling as much as you can. You got nothing left, and we're going to go to cow. Try to pull your belly button down to the floor, arch your back, push that tailbone to the ceiling. Push the tailbone to the floor. Going back to cat. Tailbone to the ceiling. Last one, tailbone to the floor. Tailbone to the ceiling. Now you should be able to feel the muscles of your low back feeling a little bit different than your mid back. Depending on how your spine feels at this point, you may be like me. I got a little bit of tightness in kind of the middle of my shoulder blades, right on my spine. So I'm glad I'm doing this. But next, we're gonna sit back on our feet, kind of in this position. Now, if you can't get in this position, you can add some towels or something like this, or anything that will allow you to get to whatever degree of flexion you can get to. But ideally, you would get here. If you can't, you just kind of explore with it. You can sit in a chair, and I'll show that in a second how you can do this. But we're gonna sit here, and we're gonna place our hands just in front of our knees, outside of our knees, but in front of our knees, kind of in this position here. Now, what this is gonna do is allow us to isolate the motion now to our mid back. So from here, I'm gonna do cat will be me pushing. Again, you gotta kind of push through the base of your hand here so that you spread your shoulder blades. And then I'm gonna push the middle of my back to that back wall there. That'll be cat from this position. Cow will be me, again, continue to push through the floor, but taking my chest and moving it ahead in front of me to the opposite wall in front of me. Again, cat. Cow. Keep those shoulder blades spread. Cat. Cow. All right. What's the next one? Okay, so if you're checking this out, the first question you might have is, hey, I'm looking around, I'm seeing me standing in the gym, in the middle of my gym. What kind of equipment am I gonna need? What kind of space am I gonna need? And what are the requirements to do this portion of the availability code? Well, you're in luck. You don't need any equipment at all. Nothing, zero, nothing. Nothing in here is required for you to do what I'm showing you here with controlled articular rotations. And as far as space goes, you need about as much space to turn around in a circle and maybe be able to get on the ground and move around a little bit, maybe even be able to stretch out from time to time. That's about it. So as tall as you are, as long as you aren't Wimby, I think you'll be all right. Even if you are Wimby, just find some space. Shout out to Wimby if you check this out. Highly doubt you do. But nobody in here is probably 7'3", so we're good. All right, so I just wanted to cover that before we go on to the next thing.